Welcome to the Maximum Cricket Podcast, episode 57, and it's a special episode. We have Lugsy and we have Jacko. Since there is a wee gap in the Ashes this week, we thought now is a good time to trial a bunch of games and new segments we have cooked up for a new Patreon launch in July. So we thought this episode is essentially a teaser. If you do want to sign up to Patreon, we are offering the following: an extra podcast a week, similar to this one, an access to Discord channel, monthly live Q&A sessions. So on that note, boys, it is time for a match in time, where, in a nutshell, we rewatch and review a classic match in history. This week, in honour of the first test of the 2023 Ashes, we decided to go back to 2009 to Cardiff for the first test of the Ashes. In 2009, it was my last year of high school. Jacko, Lugsy, where were you guys in 2009?
Yeah, I was year 10 in high school, so still fresh. Yeah, you know, yet to start NCA, yet to start out into that. So yeah, I can't remember much from being year 10, to be honest with you. It's just meant not doing NCA.
Simpler times, eh?
That really roughed me. Being that I was a couple of years out of high school. Was straight into a job. I was actually still living at home with Jen. A few of the boys had flats, but I was out on the beautiful Mosgiel Plains.
We've all been there.
Probably annoying a few people by boozing every week, but not at obviously my place, going into theirs. And quite often they wouldn't actually be drinking, and me and Jesse would zoom in. Really get the place cranking and then sort of make our exit for town. So, yeah, an interesting time as a young 19-year-old. Playing second grade cricket for the Tyree, though, and really loving it. Probably my favourite time of cricket.
I think actually I made my first 100 against you, Lugsy. Might have been that
Wow.
Might have been that year, actually. Might have been that year, I think.
Is that right?
Lovely. I think it was a lovely French cut for 4 to bring it up.
That's the way to do it.
That's the way to do
nerves
it.
going.
4 in the scorebook. Simple times. So back on to the first test of the 2009 Ashes. To paint the scene, England won the toss and they batted first. They made 435. Australia replies with a mammoth 674 for 6 declared of 181 overs, which spanned over 3 days. That's some serious time in the dirt for England. When they finally got a chance to bat, England fell to 70 for 5, but somehow it was Monty PANESAR and Jimmy Anderson who were not out at the end of day 5 to give England a famous draw. Not often a drawn test match is a classic test, but sometimes they are the best ones. This series is famous for being the first time Australia have returned to England since the 2005 series. It was also Andrew Flintoff's last in an England shirt. England won the series 2-1, which made this draw very, very important. Before we dive a little deeper into this game with some categories, a wee game for Jacko and Lugsy. On day 5, when the 9th wicket fell at 233, how many balls did Monty and Jimmy Anderson defend together to give England a famous draw? Before you answer, how this is going to work is you both are going to take turns at asking me a yes or no question. After that question, you make your guess. If it is wrong, it rolls over to the next person. And then they do the same. They ask a question to help them get the answer, and then they make a guess. And if you get it wrong, you just keep going back and forth.
It's sort of like a guess who.
Yeah. But basically, that's a good way to put it. So we're going to start. Lugsy, I'm going to let you go first in this one. Jacko, you're going to go first in our following game. So when you're ready, Lugsy, a yes or no question.
Yeah, and do we get a guess every time?
Yep. So you ask the question, and you follow it with a guess. So
then you get a guess. Yep. That's not my question, by the way. Yes or no question. Are we... yes or no question. Is it in the 60s?
No. Jacko?
I think it's 50.
Nah,
I thought I was
No, sorry, you're right. My bad. I've just...
Yeah.
You can take your guess. Sorry, my bad.
I will go 51.
That is incorrect.
Damn it.
Was it less than Crom's answer?
Ooh, good question.
Less than Crom's answer, no.
Okay. Or 53.
That is incorrect.
Ooh.
So you gotta remember the answers and the questions here. Right, Lugsy.
Yeah, I feel like my answering skills are going to be very poor here. Because it's nothing to do with picking a bowler or anything. I really thought it was around 8 overs. So I think it must be in the nines. I don't know what question I can even ask apart from Jacko's same one as a higher or lower than Jacko. But it's got to be higher.
What's the question?
What question can you ask here?
I can't tell you that. I can't tell. So you know that. So it's obviously, yeah. So it's not in the 60s. It's
0 to 50s blocked out.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's not
Good podcast, and this will sign the Patreon listeners up.
It's very hard.
This is gonna take some serious editing.
Fuck. There's got to be a 20-second time limit on asking the question, or you've got to guess.
Yeah, I did think that Lugsy might be a little quicker in between.
Well, I don't really know any question other than just going with Jacko's question.
Yeah, sign up. Sign up, folks. It's a hoot. Worth your money.
It's not like I can go if the bowler or in this situation has anything to do with it.
Well,
I'll just not ask a question and go 57.
That is incorrect, and you haven't asked the questions. That's Jacko. Jacko, we roll over to you. Might just stick a timer up.
It'd be great, Jacko.
Yeah. What?
If Jacko has to nail a really good question here, I'll be shattered.
Was it less than Crom's previous answer?
What was? Oh, 57.
Yeah.
No, it's not less than 57.
Not okay.
So now, so the only question.
You guys are way off. By the way, you guys are way off. I will say that you haven't. I think you need to broaden your mind a little bit. Okay, let's put a clock on. Let's put a clock on. No, it's Lugsy's.
No.
I get to
it's not in the 90s.
Oh, I thought
you. Yeah, but I
asked. You said 57, didn't you?
I thought I asked.
No, that was Lugsy's. My guess is my question was: is it less than Lugsy's?
Sorry.
Jesus.
Yeah.
I'll guess 95 then.
That is incorrect.
Didn't I ask your first question if it was more than?
No, you asked if it was in the 60s.
You said it was is it in the 60s?
We're above the 60s. Is it 13.3? I remember saying.
No,
is it in the 80s?
No.
Oh, in that 70s, I believe.
I think you're getting a bit warmer.
No, we couldn't be colder.
Right, what's your answer? What's your answer?
Oh, do I get a guess?
Yeah.
71.
Incorrect. So, Jacko?
Yeah. So he asked, is it in the 70s? And that was no.
He said, is it in the 80s? And I said no.
Okay.
And he said 71.
Okay.
I watched this today as well.
Did you?
Quietly.
Let's go 79.
79 is incorrect. Lugsy?
I would love to know what a good example of a good question would be here. Because all I've got is higher or lower than what Jacko said. Is it lower than what Jacko said?
Yes.
Yeah, it's got to be in that. What's 13? 12 sixes is 72. 78. I'm going 75.
That is correct. Lugsy.
Yeah, it was 12.3, wasn't it?
12.3 overs. That's how many they
I knew I
faced.
had that 0.3.
12.3 overs is what Monty and Jimmy Anderson faced. That is great podcasting for the boys. So,
Wow, we nailed that in a minute 10. That's unbelievable. No, Edison.
if you're still here,
There's only one question each. Beautiful.
if you're still here, let us know what you thought of that. Okay, righto. Let's move on. Let's dive into this game again because obviously there's heaps to it. So
yeah, there is.
I've got some categories and I'm going to list some nominations. And if you want to throw some more, and we'll just have a chat around it basically. So our first category or award is the Harry Javelin Award for defining picture of the match. So why it's the Harry Javelin? Whenever you think of the 2015 semi-final, you think of Grant Elliott, arms aloft, Superman stuff. It's just when you think of this match, what photo comes to mind? So my nominations, we've got Ricky Ponting and Jimmy Anderson shaking hands. We've got the photo of Ponting absolutely seething at the sub-fielder coming on with gloves. We've got Jimmy Anderson fist bumping to the crowd after shaking hands. Or just simply Jimmy and Monty walking off together. Any other nominations, boys?
Yeah, not for photos in that game. I think you've covered it. There's some brilliant ones from Freddie in the series that you'll probably end up getting to, but that's probably pretty well covered for the Cardiff Test.
I think any photo of Monty coming out to bat because he just looks such a deer in the headlight. He was at long odds to survive there, man. He looks, and maybe that's just his look. He just looked wide-eyed and like he had no chance. Any photo of Monty I thought was superb. Yeah, any time he was on the screen.
There's nothing like the smugness on a tail-ender's face when they see out a draw. Like, there's just something about it, that you don't... They just are like, I have fucked 11 blokes off after they've put 5 days of toil in and they've gained nothing for it, and it's all because I've just not gotten out. So, yeah.
I don't know if Freddie will come up at all during our chat.
Oh, he will. He does come up later. He definitely comes
lovely,
up later.
Yeah, lovely. Lovely. I'll wait just to give my takes on.
Yeah.
I think if we're going to vote though.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the whole Ponting seething is actually a great image because what's also great is the subfielder sort of really takes it on the chin, and he doesn't mind coming back for another go. And then the physio also runs out there, like it's absolutely disgraceful stuff from there.
Yeah,
but it's all good because every cricketer knows it happens.
Yeah, it's quite interesting. We've sort of often had this chat when we've been 12s before, and just like imagine if 12 men brought the chirp. Like, they obviously have just brought gloves out. But imagine if you ran on with a drink and sent a batter off as he's walking off.
What do you mean? Like Kyle Mills did that. The 2011 World Cup against South Africa.
Yeah.
Like, absolutely sprayed faff.
You couldn't be coming from more of a position of weakness, and you've still got enough to like hatred to come at a bloke real hard. All he's got to do is like, fuck, didn't make the 11 today, mate. Unlucky. And you're instantly silent, but yeah, you're still whacking up, which is quite something. So yeah.
What also really breeds into this from Ponting is, remember in 05 he was ran out by the subfielder? Yeah. Huge qualm.
That video of him just pointing and screaming at the balcony is unbelievable.
Yeah, that is an all-time clip from Ponting.
He'd have one of the best like stern looks in Test cricket history, I reckon.
Yeah.
He could have been a nasty principal, I reckon.
Arms crossed, hairy forearms, just a real like seething look. Like, it's just, I think that's a good one. We'll go Ponting. Ponting being like seething is our photo of the match. Our next category, the Donald Bradman Award for the best stat in the game. It's pretty self-explanatory. The best stat in the game is 99.94. Ricky Ponting went past 11,000 test runs in this test match. He was the fourth man to do so behind Tendulkar, Lara and Border. Now there is 11 after Joe Root went past it against Ireland. Ponting, Marcus North, Caddiage and Brad Haddon all made hundreds for Australia. It's the first time Australia has had 4 centurions in an Ashes innings. 674 for 6 is the 8th highest total against England in England. Jimmy Anderson came in as the night watchman, batting 8 in the first innings for England. He made 26. I thought that must be the highest he's ever batted. Turns out Jimmy has batted every single position except for opening, because he used to be night watchman. He batted at 9 times apparently. So
Wow.
it's
That's quite a stat, actually.
Some guys just get to a point in their career and decide, I'm just not going to bat anymore.
Oh,
yeah.
Stuart Broad looked that good in that test as well, and a few highlights I saw.
Broad could stick for a
Serious
bit, and then
cricket
he got earned over deluxe in the test series, and like just never been the same since.
That'll do me, boys.
Yeah.
So what's your take?
I quite like that. Is the Anderson batting everywhere but opening sort of a stat from the test, or is it just it's a great stat?
It's
come up
borderline.
through discussions from the test.
It feels like it doesn't. It's not real. Like it just seems like 9 times seems like a stretch, but apparently that's what it is. So we'll take that. It's just an outrageous stat. To be fair.
If I could, I sort of like to highlight whenever 4 guys score tons, just so we can go completely off topic, and I can bring up when Lou Vincent made his 100-on debut in Perth, and then Poiré, Astor and Fleming all got tons. How good's just 4 guys getting tons?
Yeah.
That's quite a lot.
Yeah, and you got to score some serious runs for 4 guys to get tons too.
Did someone get 80 as well?
In this game?
Yeah, Clark got 80 odd.
Yeah.
Clark got 83.
Clark get 80, yeah.
Yeah.
That's outrageous. Imagine 5 tons.
5 tons is quite a lot.
Tell you what, they had scored a bit quicker, a bit of baseball, they might have won that test, too. That Ponting probably deserves a second as well.
Yeah, that Ponting stat's pretty phenomenal.
It's amazing. It sort of shows how much more cricket it's getting played now, right?
Yeah.
Because guys are going past that now.
Yeah, well, how long has it been since 2009? So we're like 14 years. In 14 years, we've got 7 other guys who've passed 11,000 runs. Yeah, it's quite interesting. Very interesting.
And how good guys are getting.
Should we move on to the next? The next award is the Andy Mackay Award for I Forgot He Played. Here are my nominations: Marcus North, Ravi Bopara, Ben Hilfenhaus, or Nathan Horrocks. All good candidates.
Great names.
Great names. Who sticks out? Who sticks out for you?
Yeah, I mean, Horrocks sticks out initially because he just feels like part of that sort of conveyor belt of spinners that they tried to bring in to replace Warne. You had your Horrocks, Michael Beer, just some real names that slip out of the mind pretty quickly. But yeah, I think Marcus North feels like it. I don't think I could have told you Marcus North played in this test to save my life. I don't think.
It's his debut.
So, I mean, I couldn't name Marcus North as a test cricketer, like, off the top of my head if you had to give me, like, all Aussie test cricketers. So, yeah, I think Hilfenhaus, sort of rough to maybe be in there. He was a bit of a player for a bit there.
He could play.
He's probably my favourite. He's probably my favourite player of that list. Like, he just had a lovely action. Beautiful outswingers.
Yeah, swung it nicely. I'll go Ravi Bopara.
Yeah.
I could have told you he played plenty of one dayers for England. The test scene,
batting at 3 too.
He batted at 3. I think he for me he stands out. Like I didn't realise he played that much Test cricket.
North at least was a Test cricketer, wasn't he? Like came in as a Test player. But yeah, Bopara batting at 3. When you add that in, it's you even if you could name Bopara, you wouldn't say he batted at 3.
I feel like with Marcus North, there was a while there where you just trusted if anyone was playing for Aussie, they were a good player.
Yeah.
So you're like, Marcus North,
they've got 6 to 7 years of first class cricket under the belt. Like they probably average 50.
They've been scoring. Yeah, 100%. Ravi Bopara, as I say, I remember him being a handy enough in the ODI game, but him playing Tests against Aussie, that'll do me.
Yeah. Okay. So I'll go Ravi Bopara as well. The next category, the Woodworm Award for the best piece of kit for that year. So 2009. So the reason it's called the Woodworm Award is whenever I think of the 2005 Ashes, I think of Kevin Peterson woodworm, Flintoff woodworm. So that's what I'm thinking. Right off the top, I've got here the Kookaburra Kahuna for Ricky Ponting.
Yeah.
Gee, it looks nice. It looks so good, just after the carbon fibre stuff.
Yeah.
That is so nice. Other ones here, and we'll the Puma pads from Marcus Harris, those Brendan McCullum ones. They're like
that's number one.
Like that's like the only year they were used. And Michael Clark Schlesinger. Schlesinger were quite big back then. You got like Collingwood, you got Pryor, Callis.
Yeah.
Everyone just seemed to use Schlesinger in that era. So I think I had one like in 2007, I think. So do you boys remember what sort of kit you had?
I think...
what bat you had in 2009?
Yeah, I actually got a GM Icon for the first time, a silver one. I can remember it vividly. Ross Taylor had it. I had it circled in the Cricket Express catalogue since it came out from day one. And yeah, finally got it. Great stick. Got a new Missouri black lid that year as well. That was a real accomplishment. That's my first one, updated from the cheap shitty one I had. So yeah, I was actually running some good kit back then.
I had the kettle, because I had Ross Taylor as well. I had the year before I had the Catalyst. It was like a light blue sort of option. Ross Taylor was he was the hottest cricket. He was the hottest cricketer in New Zealand at 2009.
Yeah, 100%.
Lugsy, what'd you run?
I used to I think this is a bad time for me because I think I was running a Kahuna, but it wasn't mine. It was Mike Nielsen's, and he was just like, it was one of those things where I was going to buy a bat, and he's like, "Oh, just use this one for a while," and I just use, when you say it's going to be a week and you keep using it, and you end up just never, you sort of end up never replacing that, and it's just your Kahuna now. My problem, I used to only want to use a bat of the player that I wanted to bat like them. So if someone like had a style I couldn't bat like, I was like, I can't use that sort of gear. It's got to, it's all got to flow. Like that's why I got into Gray Knuckles for a bit, because I was like, I liked the way Kadich batted, and I wanted to bat with his sort of style, so I ended up just going Gray Knuckles.
Yeah.
Nice.
It's fair enough too.
Nice. So I got one more. One more part of the kit. I've got a dishonourable mention. And that's Freddie Flintoff being full Puma. I don't remember that. Like Puma pads, Puma glass bat, and also Puma helmet. Now, these are the worst helmets I've ever seen. They are up there, eh? They are like DK stuff deluxe. I sent you guys a photo.
Yeah.
It looks like it should be in like Formula One. That's where it should be. Like that's a rough look.
Just quietly, judging by the gallery, not a great test match for helmets. Like we've got Strauss in his grey nicks, Papara's wearing a GM lid. This is obviously before someone had a word and it was like, look, it's either an Albion lid or a Missouri lid, or you're out of the side. So tough test match for the lids, I reckon.
I always find the helmet's not something you want to go too outside the box on. Like they've got it pretty right. You just stand with your big label and you go with that. Like, we don't need you making sort of big moves with your helmet.
No, although I'm pretty sure the guys now get like a pretty decent fee to wear the helmets. Like, I'm pretty sure it's like 20 grand to run like a cookie lid.
It has to be a lot. You'd have to pay me.
Well, it is always on display.
Like, there's some rough. Why don't they just make them look like exactly like Missouris, and then people might wear them?
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Like, it might be a copyright sort of
helmets.
Yeah, I used to have a CA for a hot minute.
Yeah, that was good enough. It did a job.
Yeah.
Do we want to talk about what was under Freddie Flintoff's lid? Because how good was I forgot he ran just that little bit of black dye in his hair. What was that? He's just got this spot in his hair, and I completely forgot about it. He just had it for quite a while there, just like this black bit of dye, or I don't know what it was.
He's an absolute beauty.
He's a special character, Flintoff.
Oh, it's a hell of a last series for him. Plenty. I'll tell you what they said about Flintoff a lot at the end of that series. He's better than those numbers suggest.
Yeah.
It is PK. So
he got that a lot.
This will probably lead into. We'll talk a bit of Freddie as well, but our last category is the Cody Rhodes Award for the greatest crossroads moment, or i.e. the what if moment. And I think there's only one really, and it's if Australia take that last wicket, and I think that's a big one considering England only win the series 2-1, and even worse, England win that very next test, so they've got momentum. They immediately win. I'll go even further. As we all know, Australia haven't won in England since 2001. So maybe if they won that series, then future teams have a bit more confidence going in. So, bit of a dominoes effect this test. Yeah. So, yeah.
I would go as far as to say, and it's all, you never know, obviously. I just don't think England would have won that series.
Nah.
Because I don't think they were good enough to beat Aussie 3 times. And I think Aussie would have at least got one more. So and there was like that, one got rained out or got highly affected by rain. So I just cannot imagine they would have won that series. Best case, I think it would have been 2-2. They still don't get the Ashes back. And everything's different.
Yeah, I think losing that series, that could have been the end of England cricket because they got belted in Aussie in 07. And yeah, I mean, wearing the kit they were wearing, some of those batters, they career enders if they lose that test.
The one thing I did like
Ravi Bapara playing.
The one thing I did like was the Adidas sponsor, like the triple stripe always goes well.
Yeah. Yeah, Brad Haddon running like Aussie gold and green gloves. I don't mind either when he's keeping.
Yeah, don't mind those actually.
I'll tell you what was also a bit of a fun note from that series after they actually won it. Is they said they didn't celebrate it quite as hard because they said after they won 05 they just completely lost the plot and sort of never became a better team from that. That was like the end goal of the team.
Yeah.
Whereas this one, they were like, right, let's win the series and actually try and become better the next few series.
Yeah, let's not go to Australia and lose 5-0.
Yeah, we could do a whole rewatch on just Peterson and Flintoff's day after winning the 05 series because that footage of him, Flintoff walking out of the Prime Minister's and giving the tie and the point to the camera will be the best clip in cricket till the day I die, I reckon.
Oh, it's absolutely brilliant, and that's going to come up.
It's just there is no better clip of a guy celebrating than that one thing.
Oh,
no way.
And look, Jack Grealish has gave it a fair old crack too this week.
Yeah, he really has, and he hasn't come close.
Speaking of 2005 Ashes, that does lead into the next game we've got. Hopefully, it runs a little bit better than the last one. So this is called Last 10. It's obviously it's inspired by the Ashes. Obviously, this is the 2023 version is the most anticipated Ashes since iconic 2005 series. Well, this is also the 10th Ashes since that famous series. So, perfect opportunity to do the last 10. It's going to be a bit like a penalty shootout where we're going to start with the most recent series in 2021. And we're going to work our way backwards until we finish with the 2005 series. We're going to start with Jackson. And Jacko, what you're going to have to do, you're going to have to pick the winner of the series score, and the man of the series. Just throw a name out there.
Oh,
and then Simon's going to have the next two. And then Jackson the next two. And then you'll continue swapping. And then Simon's going to have the last one in 2005, just so you don't all have them from Australia, all have them from England. It's kind of makes it a bit easier. So the winner's gonna be the person that just has the most guesses for winner of the series. If it's if you're tied, then the tiebreaker is if you get any series score, then the man of the series, etc., etc. If it's still tied, we'll just keep going backwards until someone gets it wrong. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Okay. So, basically, Jacko, you're going to have the most recent series. So, it's going to be the 2021-2022 Ashes. who won that series and what was the score and who was man of the series?
Okay, so Aussie won.
Correct.
Score was it 3-0?
No. It was 4-0. Man of the series.
Yeah, 4-0. Man of the series. I'm gonna go Paddy Cummins.
It was Travis Head. Travis Head. Okay.
My boy Travis.
Yeah, I thought you might have got that one, to be fair. Okay, 2019, Simon. What was... who won that series? What was the score line? And who was the man of the series?
Was it drawn?
It was drawn. That is correct.
Yeah.
Was it drawn 2-all?
Drawn 2-all. Yes, bang, bang. And our man of the series?
Fuck, I've got no clue.
Yeah.
Steve Smith.
Bang, bang, bang. That's 3. So that's huge.
That's a way more memorable series than fucking 2021.
I feel like
Just
the most
quality.
recent one would be easier.
I was about to not remember it. I was going to say, I could have picked 4-0 Aussie. I wouldn't have got Travis Head to be
Yeah.
Nah, but it's all right. So Simon, we'll go
Still
you
1-all on
again.
the scorecard, isn't it?
We'll go you again. Yeah, that's right. It's still 1-all, so it's all good. So, Lugsy, 2020, the 2017-2018 Ashes series. Who won it? What was the score? And who was man of the series?
2017. So where are we? Back in Aussie.
Yep.
Aussie won it.
Correct.
2017. Is Mitch Johnson man of the series?
No. What's the score line?
Yeah, I'll go. Did they dust them or was it closer? 2-1 Australia?
It was 4-0 Australia. So that's another hiding.
Fuck, they really did
That's
dust.
another hiding. So,
Yeah.
They
Jackson.
feel like they're going to be all Aussie hidings in Aussie. Right,
Yeah,
sort of this.
Jackson. We've got 2015 in England.
England series win.
Correct.
And I'm going to say 2-1 England.
It was 3-2 England. Who's your man of the series?
Oh, what a series.
Man of the series, 2015, England. Give me Stuart Broad.
It was Joe Root, who apparently never had a good series
Oh,
before.
yeah,
so-
we've talked about this about 8 times. Fuck! Oh, God. And then I'll just give me Aussie 5-0 Mitchell Johnson.
Yeah, that's an easy one. That's such a memorable series.
Is that mine?
No, it's Jacko's.
Johnson's Ashes.
No, it's Jacko's. It's Jacko's.
Yeah.
Righto, Lugsy, back at you.
I actually went to one of those games in Brisbane and Johnson was rapid in person. It was unbelievable.
Oh, I mean, that's the one we went to Boxing Day test and we got written off. Hospital jobs and whatnot. But
Yeah.
Lovely.
So where are we? Are we back in England?
So we're 2013, Lugsy. We're in England. This is a tough one, I reckon.
Yeah, I don't know if we've got... Is this the last time Aussie won there, or
I don't know, you tell me.
has it been longer? Has it been longer? I'll go Aussie... maybe it was drawn again. Or is this the last time Aussie won it?
Crucial. Everyone's got the series winner right so far. So these are this really crucial stuff here.
Bastard. I'll go Aussie won it.
As incorrect. So you obviously...
Ooh.
You're obviously
Was it
not,
drawn?
No, England won 3-0. So
Oh, England won
give
it.
us a...
3-0. Well, that's not where I was going.
No, so if you got to play the series, it won't matter anyway, but
Alistair Cook.
it was Ian Bell. Ian
Ooh,
Bell.
Ian
So,
Bell.
Lugsy, you get the return series. You get 2010-11 in Australia. Who was the series winner?
Was this closer series than the other Aussie ones? I'll go. Was this drawn? I'll go drawn.
It's incorrect. It was England won 3-1.
Oh, did they?
In Aussie too.
They bounced, after they said they were gunning as well after that. Oh, no.
So with that, Jackson,
I'll go.
you can. Who's your player of the series?
I was going to go Michael Vaughan.
He was not on the side. It was Alistair Cook.
Yeah, I thought I'm going early. I'm going, captain.
So, Jackson, with that, if you've got the next
I'm going to have to hand over the bell.
Jackson, you've got 2009 and 2006-7. If you get them both right, you will win. Okay? If
So
not, we might go...
England 2-1.
No, it's England.
We'll go to the famous 1912 series.
3-2.
That's all right.
Man of the
Man of
series?
the series. Give me...
Actually, it was 2-1. Sorry. What did you say? What did you say the score was? It was 2-1. I've written it down
2-1.
wrong. Sorry, mate. I've written it down
We've talked about it.
Yeah, we just talked about it. Yeah. Yeah, sorry. So that's bang
detail.
bang. Yeah. What was the man of the series?
And then give me Alistair Cook.
It's Andrew Strauss. 2006-7.
Aussie 5-zip. I had the highlights of this, and I watched this series. Probably the highlights, I'm going to say double digits. We've got Warren 700. We've got Gilchrist fastest 100 in a test match. Hayden Langer doing Hayden Langer things. And man of the series, oh, that's tough actually, because there's a lot of players retiring. A lot of curtain calls. So I reckon they've given it to Warney.
It was Ricky Ponting.
Yeah,
so that
probably could have got that too.
Who retired there?
Warren, McGrath,
Was it
Langer?
Did Damien Martin
Damien
jump
Martin
in on that?
Pre-series. No, mid-series actually.
Yeah. Yeah.
He retired after the second test, I believe. Yep. Didn't play the third, fourth, or fifth.
Shit. Okay. Interesting. So
I'm handing over.
Yeah, so Jacko's the winner. So he got a perfect 5 for 5. 5 for 5. Unassailable lead. The current last 10 champion. Okay. To celebrate Nathan Lyon being 5 wickets away from 500 test wickets, which he probably will be getting there during the second test of the Ashes. We've got just Jacko here, no Lugsy. He is off running all sorts. Don't know when he's back, but he sends us his regards. So Nathan Lyon, this is going to make him the 8th. What's that? Yeah, he did. He actually did get a first place finish today, which is very good. So we're proud of our Lugsy, which is nice. Very good, very good. So so this is going to make Nathan Lyon the 8th person to take 500 test wickets and just 19 wickets away from 7th place all time in the test wicket take. It's not bad for a pitch creator. So Jacko, your challenge today, if Lyon is currently in 8th place in the all-time test wicket takers, can you name me the other 9 in the top 10?
30 seconds.
So
top 10 test wicket takers.
Yeah, so we'll give you 60 since it's just you. So you've got 2 timeouts where I will be giving you a clue to help you with the rest. Okay? Does that make sense, Jacko? Any questions?
Nah.
Righto. Okay. In 3, 2, 1, go.
Give me Warren. Give me Muralitharan. Yep. Give me Lee.
No.
No, I can't. Arnold Kumble.
Yep, that's 3.
Yeah. Courtney Walsh.
That's 4.
Yep. Dale Steyn.
That's 5. Halfway.
Glenn McGrath.
That's 6. Got 2 pauses.
Pause.
Okay. You probably paused it you got about 20 seconds to go.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll give you a clue. So you've got, what do you got, 7 here?
Okay. We've got 7.
Righto. Okay. 2 of them are still playing now. Okay?
Oh,
No,
yep.
actually,
Yeah.
no, all 3 of them are still playing now.
All 3 still playing.
Okay? All 3 are still playing now. Righto.
Yep.
Okay, does that help you? All right. Okay.
Yep.
In 3, 2, 1, go.
Anderson.
Yep, that's 8.
Jimmy Anderson.
Yep.
Give me Stuart Broad.
Broad, yep, 1 more. 7 seconds.
Pause.
2 seconds. Okay, 1 more clue. Okay, the last clue, it's a spinner. Okay? Righto.
Spinner who's still playing.
A spinner who's still playing, okay? In 3, 2,
yeah, I think I've got
1, go.
Ashwin.
Time's up. He did get Ashwin. I think we'll have to go upstairs to see if that made it in time.
Oh,
But
I think the screen share is real behind for me, eh?
did you
I think
like
it's
it or
cooking
not?
me. No, it was good, but
Do you
I think
reckon?
I swear I said like pause with like 9 seconds left, and then it's like down to 2. I was like, oh shit.
Yeah, that's probably almost me a little bit. But I think I tried to delay it, so it's not foolproof. I think we can get better. So we'll probably go upstairs. I
worth
think
the
when we'll do some
Go to the
DRS
bunker for the
and we'll see if
Ashwin.
that sneaks in. What's that?
Yeah. And I'll tell you what, we clue for the Patreon listeners at home. That's the second time I've done it and I still struggled.
It shows it's actually harder when that clock's ticking away. It's actually a lot harder than you think.
Yeah. Yep. And I think we got 9 out of 10 on our first run through, and I still struggled there.
Yeah, okay. So you did a pretty good job, I thought. Yeah, so okay, we'll do the next one, which is a little harder. So I don't know how that's going to go considering the first one, but we'll see how it goes. So another milestone for Nathan Lyon this weekend is he's about to play his 100 consecutive test, the 6th person to do it.
Okay.
So, Jacko, if Nathan Lyon is the 6th all time, who are the 5 ahead of him? Okay,
Yeah.
so
And
I'm
this
going
is
to give you...
consecutive tests, not test played.
This is not test played, so they have to play them all in a row. So it's
Okay.
this is going to be his 100th test in a row. So they would have played a lot of test cricket. So
Yeah.
I've got... Okay, so there's 5 ahead of him. I'm going to give you 1 clue to start, and then you've also got 2 timeouts, 2 clues to use. Okay, so your first clue is there is 1 Englishman, 2 Australian, 1 Indian, and 1 New Zealand player. Okay. You think you got it?
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, righto. Okay, 3, 2, 1, go.
Okay. Give me Sachin as the Indian player. Tendulkar?
No, he is not, surprisingly.
Shit. Laxman?
Laxman, no.
Okay. Let's try Aussies then. Ponting?
No.
Steve Waugh?
No.
Mark Waugh?
Yes. That's 1. I thought that'd be the hardest one.
Nice.
So you're
Got one.
halfway.
Right.
So you got two.
Alistair Cook?
Alistair Cook, yes.
Okay, right. Pause. Give me a pause.
Okay, I've got you at 19 seconds here. Okay, so at the moment you've got 3 to go.
Yeah.
You've got 1 Australian, 1 Indian, and 1 New Zealand player. So, okay, none of them are playing now. So none of them are playing anymore.
Okay, and I've got an Indian, an Australian, and a Kiwi. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
And it's 100 test matches.
Okay, you ready? So you got... Yeah, so they're all 100 consecutive. Okay, so you've got 3 more in 19 seconds. Are you ready?
All right.
And you've got another pause up your sleeve. Okay,
Yep.
in 3,
Ross
2,
Taylor.
1,
Okay.
go. No.
Stephen
Close.
Fleming. Dan Vettori.
No.
Pause.
Okay, 9 seconds. Can you pull something out your ass?
Jesus,
one more
tough.
clue. It's pretty hard.
It is tough.
Okay, they've all been captains of their sides. So, captain of Australia, captain of India, and a captain of New Zealand. Okay?
Okay. Yeah.
Does that help you at all? Okay,
No.
righto. Okay,
All right.
No, nothing?
I'll try.
Okay, nine
try.
seconds. Let's see if you can pull something out your ass.
All right.
In 3, 2, 1, go.
Putt Clark. What about Michael
No.
Clark?
No.
Border. Taylor.
Yep. No.
Oh, Mark Taylor.
So you got Border. So you missed Brendan McCullum at 101
Yeah.
and Gavaskar at 106.
Yeah. That is deceptively hard.
Yeah, I didn't think, like, if I put money on it, I didn't think you'd get Mark Waugh. Like, I would never have guessed Mark Waugh. I didn't realise he played that many test matches for Australia. Like, that shocked me.
Neither did I. Yeah, I just saw a war on
that's
the most played games ever, and was like, okay. That was tricky. I think
I would have thought
McCullum playing 101 in a row was quite. I don't know if I would have got to that.
Yeah, that's a tough one. I think you had some good guesses. Like you went the usuals, like the Tendulkars, the Steve Wars, all the guys that have played a lot. Like there were some good guesses. So that was a tough one. So
yeah, tough to try to think of guys that would. You sort of, it's almost ruled every bowler out, didn't it? Like I was never guessing a bowler.
Well, that's the thing about old Nathan Lyon. It's the first time a bowler's played 100 Test matches in a row.
Played 100 consecutive.
Quite something when you think about it. Right, let's do our picks for the week. So, how did we go last week? So, I think I got Robinson, which was lucky because he just cleaned up the tail and bowled like shit otherwise. And
me and Crom both missed Cummins and Bolland.
Yeah, tough. Bolland really was a big miss. And Cummins, that's tough. I mean, Nathan Lyon
just
would have been good shout.
By line, wasn't he?
Innings.
Yeah. And I got the Crusaders in the head-to-head versus Crom.
Fuck, that wasn't even close. Another championship.
Yeah, another chip just in there. Just chuck another 7th on.
Just another 7. Do they even care about it anymore? Or is it just 7 on the bounce?
Yeah.
Oh, well, another one.
Yeah. Still breakdowns. Still look like they're on the piss pretty hard. So, I suppose they must be like Origins and like Ashes, eh?
Oh, yeah.
Like you can win as many as you like on the bounce, but they still mean heaps.
Yeah, I mean, it's completely ruined the competition, but that's all right. That's another question. That's another conversation.
Well, yeah, it's a comp for second place, isn't it?
Yeah, basically. So what do you got this week? Because I think, do you want me to run you through my pick for what I'm running here? So, because I'm looking at the media, and I'm always looking at people that are due, and I'm going Jimmy Anderson because I just can't see him playing 2 bad games in a row. Like, it's just, he was below par. He said it in his piece. I just can't see the Lord's pitch being as flat, if you know what I mean. Like, I'm thinking that's going to have a little bit of juice in that wicket. And I just think Anderson really seems like there's a bit of fire in that belly. So I think I'm going to go Anderson at $3.75 to take the most wickets for England in that first innings. What are you going for?
Now, it's tough. I think I'm going to go Steve Smith to bounce back. He's always batted well at Lords.
I like that.
Yeah, he bats well at Lords. I think that Aussie did well without him playing well, and I think there'll be that real fire, as you say, someone that's sort of due. 2 non-scores is sort of not really a lean patch, but I think he's definitely due. So hopefully Kaja and Marnus and Warner get a bit of a platform, and he can just come in and make some runs when Anderson's tied on a flat one.
Yeah, I don't mind that. I think him and Marnus are definitely due to bounce back. Definitely Steve Smith. That's a good. I like that pick a lot. Who do you see winning? Like, obviously it's up in the air, but it does feel like England, for all the talk, and there's been a lot of talk this week, they really do have to win.
Yeah.
2-0 down that's a hole. So
yeah, this is starting to feel like a can't lose for England, isn't it? Like, I don't know if they have to win it. I think 1-0 can still be salvaged, but it's definitely a can't lose here for the English. They've got to be 1-1 and 1-0 minimum for me. So I still don't know if I've got the winner, but maybe I think this one could be the draw. Just with England knowing like how big of a hole 2-0 is. So yeah, give me a draw over 5 days, but some drama at the end. Sort of, we're talking 3 overs, 1 wicket needed, or something like that.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind Australia sort of them digging out a draw would be interesting, because I can't see Australia going up 2-0. Just feels like the series is going deep, and England have talked a lot this week that it would be interesting to see if they did lose what they would say, because for a team that lost, they've talked a lot this week about how they played all the cricket, which really is ruffling a few feathers, particularly from the Aussie Legends camp. Not hearing anything from Australia, the players, but just the Aussie Legends.
Nah. Must be nice to just know, like, oh, well, we don't have to say anything. Haydos has got our back.
Yeah, I know, right? Yeah, because you get nothing from Cummins, nothing from anyone, just sort of, they're even keeled. So,
just big Haydos and his
it's
white
going to be
brim.
very interesting. So, looking forward to that. Yeah, right. Okay, so that is us for another week. I hope you enjoyed this special edition of the Maximum Cricket Podcast. As I said earlier, this is an insight into what we are doing for our new Patreon channel. If you like it, check us out at patreon.com/maximumcricket. Anything goes a long way to helping us do what we do. From July 1st, we are offering the following: an extra podcast a week, just like this one, access to our Discord channel, access to our monthly Q&A session live. So if that sounds like you, check us out. If not, that's okay too. Thank you for listening. Chuck us a rate and review, and if you want to help, that is the way. I will catch you guys after the second Ashes test.